Hello peoples, welcome back to another video. Today, I'm pretty sure you've probably seen already that the snapshots dropped, or new snapshots dropped for 1.17, and I thought, you know, obviously this isn't going to be a video just telling you everything that they added, because, I mean, there are already a million videos on that you can watch Exuma Avoid's video. His video is probably way better quality. I am going to be suggesting things to add to 1.17 that I think should be, relevant to the features that they did add in these last two snapshots. I will mention features that they already, like, just to give enough context where you understand if you haven't been, updated to what is happening with 1.17. So, my first idea, which I wanted to start with, is the newly introduced stalagmites and stalactites, which they're calling the dripstones. Now, this is just a personal pet peeve of mine with the texture. I think it should be the other way around, but that isn't what I was going to suggest. What I'm going to suggest is related to how it grows. You see, in the changelog, it just mentions that if it's in the ceiling, it grows downwards, and that if it's in the floor, it grows upwards, like if you place the block. I have had this here for like a few hours. It hasn't grown anything, so I don't know what the deal is with that. It also mentions the whole dripping into cauldrons to fill them. Uh, I also haven't seen that, and it appears like I'm not the only person who hasn't seen that. And apparently, it does the same with lava. So that's a renewable way of, getting lava, which is cool. Anyway, let me go back to my suggestion. I got a little distracted there. I think it should only grow if this has water above it. Like, instead of being like detecting whether it's in a ceiling or something, I think it should only grow on the bottom if there's water above it and there's air blocks, because obviously it can't grow there if there's a block there. But I think that would make more sense, because that's kind of how stalactites are, made in real life. When the water drips down, it brings minerals, and as it starts dripping down, it kind of makes this pointed shape. And stalagmites, I think also they should only grow if they have a dripping stalagmite above them. So, because again, that's how they, are made in real life. As it goes dropping, it kind of goes growing up and up, kind of piling up like sand. Now, another thing I think they should change is that these things, as you can see how it drips, uh, the thing is, it drips whether it has water on it or not. I'm not sure if we can catch it here, but I think it should only drip if it has water on top of the block. Oh, cool, it's not. It's not doing the thing that I'm saying it'll do. I'm just gonna wait here until there's footage of it.
One eternity later.
Okay, I think I was wrong. I had that fact wrong. Oh yeah, I like how they fall. That's satisfying to me. I like that. So never mind about that last suggestion. So that's the only thing I think I would change about the stalagmites, is how they grow. Also, because if it is without the water, then if you want to decorate your place with stalactites growing from stalactite, no, dripstone blocks, then like you're gonna have to put like string under it or something so it doesn't grow. And I think it'd be cooler to just have it, be able to be however, and then, only grow it if there's water above it. That's about it for the stalagmites and stalactites. I think the growing mechanics can be a little more complex than they are right now. Well, right now they're non-existent, but more complex than the changelog claims that they are. My next suggestion has to do with cauldrons. I love that they're giving more uses to the cauldron, and I think they should continue with that, because the cauldron so far in Minecraft has been a pretty useless block. And the main feature that I would love to see introduced into the game, into the Java version of the game, because it's already in the Bedrock version of the game, is potions and cauldrons. It would be so useful to be able to store your potions in here, and I think they should add so there's a feature with this. So if I go into game mode survival, and I go into the lava, if I can fit myself in there we go, I get on fire. If I go in here, I can turn it off if I can center myself, and it takes up 1. There, you'll be able to see in what I just recorded that it went down a level. I think they should add the same ability to the potions. If you go in there and it gives you the effect of the potion, then it takes down one, and then you can exit the cauldron. Of course, if you already have that effect, then when you go in, it's not going to do anything. It's not going to, go down anything. But of course, if you just stay there the full 3 or 8 minutes, depending on which potion is in there, it'll, then give it to you again. And you could eventually just, if you wanted to, just stay here and use up the whole cauldron through osmosis if you just want to waste a potion like that. But yeah, I think that would be super useful. Well, I mean, it might not be particularly useful, but I think it'd be cool, and it would be awesome for decoration to be able to have the potions with like the particle effects going out. Another thing would be, dyeing water like in Bedrock. That would just be simply ported over. I don't think I would change that in any significant way. But yeah, that's my suggestion for cauldrons. I love that they're adding cauldron things at all. Like at this point, I had thought we're not gonna get anything with the cauldrons unless there's like a specified update for it. But hey, prove me wrong, please. So my next suggestion has to do with powdered snow. So if we go in here, you can see that I start getting the freezing effect, and I'll start taking damage. Now, if I'll have to wait a bit, but I'll start freezing, I'll start taking damage, and if the way you can get around this is by putting on leather armor. The thing is, you put on one piece of leather armor, it completely negates it and takes out the freezing effect. I think that it should be that, like, with one piece of armor, maybe it should, slow it down. And I think that if you have a full set of armor, then it should remove the effects completely. But if you only have part of the armor, like let's say you only have boots, it should maybe slow it down a little bit. If you have boots and pants, then twice as much, so on, for every piece of armor. That's just a little thing that I think is logical because rain, of course. Okay, that should fix that. I think it's more logical because, I don't think with one pair of boots you would be saved from freezing to death. So, yeah, that's just one little thing with that. But hey, I love that they're giving leather armor a use because it was one of the weakest armors and nobody would use it beforehand unless it was like for multiplayer stuff with the dyed capability. My next suggestion has to do with the bundles. Now, this one is a small one. If you saw Exumavoid's video, you'll see that he also had a suggestion for the bundle. That was if you had an open one in your hand, which I also love the suggestion of his. I don't know why because I'm not in creative / game mode creative, that if you have an empty one and you're picking up things in your hand, that they should go directly into the open one that's in your hand. I think that would be an amazing feature. I agree with that. What I thought would also be good, because what they added in this new one was that if you right click on it in game, it releases everything. I think it should release things one at a time, and that it should, wait, what? Okay. And okay, wait, let me get all this stuff back in. I think it should release things one at a time. Can I? Yeah, no, if I shift click, it'll go. So I think it should release things one at a time, just like it does within the inventory. And I think that it should, like, you should be able to hold it down and then do the full, all the contents, or you should be able to shift right click. Now, my next suggestion has to do with this. I love the new model. This is way better than just the item. It's just, it's amazing. I want to be able to use this as a decoration. That's all I want. Like this doesn't look like a proper stand. I would have to have like an invisible item frames texture pack on. And I would love to be able to have like a stand like that works kind of like a lectern for these, where it just has it in a fixed place, and then when you right click on the stand with the thing, it just shows you whatever it's pointed at. I think that would be awesome, and it would be great for, decorating things. And I think it would be cool if this were like that you could like shift and right click and place it. I do like the new zoom thing. This is a little off topic, but I personally am going to be trying to use this instead of the Optifine things, like when I'm playing, just because it's a little more immersive. But like, for content creating, right now I don't have Optifine because, snapshots. But if I had Optifine right now, I'd be zooming in on my face and stuff like that, and also the cinematic movement. I do think that would be a cool thing if they added the cinematic movement. Maybe that's something else that they could add with the stand. Like with the stand, you could do cinematic movements. Anyway, but yeah, those are my suggestions for the telescope. So far, telescope, it's beautiful. I love it. Amethyst. This is like my least specific suggestion. That's why I have these last two. That one's less of a suggestion and more of like a. Anyway, I'm not there yet. Let me continue with this. Amethyst. I love the block. The block is beautiful. It has like two uses: the spyglass and tinted glass, and that's about it. And then of course, if you want to build with this, which I don't see. Ooh, I'd forgotten about the sound. I love that sound. Never mind. I will be getting this in my floor and putting carpets on it just to be like, look, magical wizardy place. Anyway, that actually kind of ties into what my suggestion is. Magical wizardy place. These are crystals. Crystals in just about like every mod in sci-fi anything have been magical things. I think this should have some sort of magical use, like, within the enchanting system or the potion system. Maybe even a completely new system. Maybe be able to make like a staff or something that you can, I don't know, apply abilities to. That's something that I think would be up to Mojang to decide, what fits into the game, into the vanilla game. But I do think that this has potential for magical stuff, and I think that would be great because the magic system in Minecraft is a little bit lacking right now. Well, I mean, it's not lacking. It's just there's only so much you can do. And I think that with a bit of creativity, this could be implemented into a new extension of the magic system seamlessly. Now, for my last uh, thing to mention, it's not really a suggestion. It's just like a question. I don't. By the way, with candles, I love the candles. I've been wanting candles since forever. They work exactly like how I would have expected them to, like the pickles, and then they turn off when they're underwater, and you light them with the flint and steel, and I love them. And I will be definitely using them in a library or a desk or something in a house. That's beside the point. So, in this recent snapshot, they made it so you can no longer place it on things that are full blocks, but they still float. Now, I'm not saying they removed the floating, because, I mean, we all want to make Hogwarts halls, Hogwarts, like, cafeteria halls. The thing is, this just makes it so that you can get the same effect that you would have if you could just do that, but it's not for some reason, and I'm confused. Why would they remove the ability to do that, but then not remove the ability to do that? I don't know. I just think it's a little inconsistent. Like, if we were just talking about consistency, then I think this wouldn't be a floating block. But if it is going to be a floating block, I think it makes sense for them to just keep that part. And if not, then maybe they should not make it a floating block and make it be able to, be placed on top of these things, but then just make it like, for example, that way we can still technically have like the floating things if we use, string like we do with carpets, string and then this on top of it, except we can't do that. So I'd have to do this and then the string, and that would keep it floating, I guess. No, but then if it falls off, then there's no reason to. I don't know. I just that's a predicament that I would not want to be in Mojang's shoes to deal with. But yeah, those have been my suggestions for the 1.17 snapshots. I might have more uh, once new features are introduced and we get a good look at them and we know what they will and won't add. So yeah, thanks for watching. I just like and subscribe and all that stuff. Please comment. Tell me if what other types of stuff you would like to see. And yeah, I still don't know how to outro.